It starts with belief. Let me say this clearly. Selling is not the problem. Welcome back to the Quiet Impact Podcast. This is where introverted leaders and entrepreneurs can learn to amplify their presence, profit from their purpose, and lead without compromising their peace. Let me say this again. Selling is not the problem. It's the beliefs we carry about selling that are the problem. If you believe selling is convincing, chasing, proving, it will always be exhausting. If you believe selling means explaining support to someone who already wants to change, everything shifts. Now, this episode is for the one who knows that what they do helps, what they do empowers, what they do provides a service and a level up. And you know who you're serving, but you still feel some resistance when it's time to talk about it. Let's reset the narrative. Let's dig in. Welcome to the Quiet Impact Podcast, where we nurture the journey of introverts who desire to achieve greater levels of influence, income, and impact. The go-to podcast for introvert achievers just like you, seeking purpose-driven growth. I am your host, Stephanie Oden. It is not your ability, at least not all your ability. It's your belief. We're not shy, we're not timid, we're not needing to be fixed. We're an introvert, and that is our superpower. Introverted AFF. Absolutely fabulous and feisty. Most introverts don't struggle with selling necessarily and only because of a skill problem. Now, there's definitely some things that we need to learn to hone our ability to communicate more effectively. Absolutely. We struggle because we care. We care about integrity. We care about clarity. We absolutely care about not wasting anybody's time or energy. We care about that. And what I have learned and what I have seen as I've mentored my coaching clients is when we lead with belief, selling becomes this honest communication of who we are, and we let go of the our expectation of results. When fear leads, though, selling is heavy. It's like this weight, this grudging. It's, do I have to talk to somebody today? So it all comes down to belief. And I thought it would be good in this episode if we walk through some beliefs that quietly make selling sustainable. We all sell. We sell in every aspect of our life. I'm focusing more on us as entrepreneurs, as product providers, as service providers. And I'm going to share with you some beliefs that I want you to lock in on so that you can, if you hear one and it makes sense, I want you to make a note. So that way you can go in and you can do something different if you choose to. Belief shifts results. The first one, my offer helps someone with a real goal they already want. My offer helps someone with a real goal they already want. One of the things working with one of my coaches that really resonated with me, I used to look for people who needed coaching. They didn't desire it, they needed it. But my subtle shift was to be in the position that I attract people who value coaching, value mentoring, value access to tools that they need to run their business. It's not about me creating the desire in them. It's about me already recognizing the desire that exists. People already want more clarity. They want more peace. They want better systems. They want less friction. And my offer does not invent the problem, but what it does is it provides support for someone who is there. As I've said before, I am not. You are not responsible for making someone want to change. You're not. You are responsible. We are responsible for explaining that support when they're ready. Belief number two, the right people want help. Not perfect graphics, not perfect words, not charismatic. And this is where a lot of us get stuck. We're quite achievers, right? We want to do it. We want to wait and do it when we're polished, when we're ready, when we're certain. We don't want to open up that curtain until we're certain. We don't want to open up the curtain until we're certain. Isn't that it? But people are not looking for perfect. They're looking for someone like us who understands their situation. Letting them know that progress is the goal in some cases. Progress builds trust faster than polish ever will. One of the things in my community is I let them see unfinished. I let them see part of the journey. So because what that does is it helps them see what's possible for me is also possible for them. I like how Susan Cain said it. She said, there is zero correlation between being the best talker and having the best ideas. Let's talk about belief number three. Most people don't say no because they dislike your offer. I know that sometimes mind chatter is like, oh my gosh, my offer was bad. No, most people don't say no because they don't like the offer. They say no because their life is already full. They're already full. Seeing something once, it rarely lands. Rarely. Because they're in a thing and they're doing a thing and they're doing a thing. However, I have seen it. You want to be consistent, right? You want to keep repeating your offer. That's why I keep talking about the Introvert Achievers Network, why I keep talking about the support and mentoring that I offer and my community with the Home Business Academy, what we offer. Because seeing it again at the right moment is the thing that helps. And repeating it is not pressure. I used to think that if I repeated it, people would get tired of hearing me and blah, 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 blah. But no, repeating it is not pressure, it's presence. It's saying that I am here when it lands, and it's the moment that you decide that you want to do something about it. Belief number four. My offer makes more sense when I explain the result, not every tiny detail. Ouch. I have to say ouch on that one. Okay, so, I know things. I am a academic. I am a student. I know things. And absolutely one of the things that I have been guilty of is over explaining. Why do I over explain? Because I want to be thorough. Because what's going on in my head? Thoroughness. And you want to be aware that there's different personality types. Some, baby, you better be direct or it ain't gonna you're gonna get like one word out and a therefore and you're done. People don't need every component. Think about how you buy. What was the last thing you bought? You didn't necessarily read the owner's manual before you bought it. Who reads the owner's manual before they buy the car? You don't need to understand every component. I don't need to know how the ABS system works, how the traction system works, although I have worked on those in a prior life. But I don't need to know those. I just need to know that it's going to work when I need it. The people that you are talking with, they need to understand what becomes easier as a result of working with you. When my clients work with me, what becomes easier? You're better able to stand in who you are, in your voice, in your power, in elevation. My clients want to know what's going to improve, what feels lighter. I have some that have never done video. They start to do them. They're better at them. They're okay being okay. People don't buy information. They do not buy information. They buy the relief. They don't buy information. They buy the hope. They buy the relief. They buy that something is going to be better because they've partnered with you. In reality, I think underneath, if we don't super hype it up, they know that one thing is not going to solve their problem. If they believe the one thing is going to solve their problem, we've overhyped. And it is so good to use tools and templates and mentors so that you can take out the friction. Okay? You can reduce the friction so that you can focus on clarity of starting from scratch every time. Full transparency. One of the tools that I use to help me build, there's others out there. Okay. Use what works for you, use what your budget can afford. All right. I use a tool called Funnel Builder to help me build funnels. If you're an entrepreneur, you know you need a way to communicate one to many. A funnel is a way to help you do that. I use a tool called Funnel Builder. Why do I use this tool? Because I can create the outcome quickly. I don't have to start from the start every time. There's templates that allow me to do that. And, I used to think, because we learned this in school, I used to think that a template was cheating. I mean, that's how I came into this business role. Engineer, you need to be innovative because that's what they teach us. You need to come up with your own ideas because there's value in coming up with your ideas and patents and things like that. In this world, as an entrepreneur, and especially with how things are moving so fast, I don't want to have to start over every time. I don't want to have to start over. I want a template. I'm not saying that I want to be exactly like someone else, but I want a framework that I can easily customize to help me to communicate. That will also help you to not get so down in the daggone details. That's where I've seen that the templates and tools help me because I can leverage what other people have done. It keeps me focused. I can communicate the way I communicate and I not get into too many details. I don't have to get in my head. Now, here's another belief. Some people decide fast and some people think longer. Both are valid. Both are okay. Both are normal. Fast deciders trust momentum. They get it. Thoughtful deciders trust reflection. Our job is to stay clear and available and don't set an expectation on the outcome and not rush. The wait, there's more and do it now. That is not my jam. That is not how I roll. And I in full transparency, it is sometimes challenging because I'm this visionary and I see how things can be. When you talk to me about your business, my brain is lighting up and I'm seeing how you can move forward faster. But it's not my business. My job is to lay it out there. A fast decider, let's go, baby. A thoughtful decider, let it process, let it marinate. I'm available. Here's a belief. Someone can value your work and still wait. A no is not a rejection. It's simply not the right time. Timing matters. Capacity matters. Timing matters. Capacity matters. Life matters. Life matters. One of the things I talk about in my community when we have our masterminds is, and that's a part of what we offer in that community. And when we first started the masterminds, as we were growing together, some would come in and say, "Oh, this isn't about my business. It's more about life." And I had to help set the stage for this is a holistic community. Some of us are working businesses, some are working their jobs, some are working their business and their jobs, some are launching their passion projects, And we are still in this thing called life. And the better we can integrate those, the better and stronger we'll be on the whole, because everything affects everything. So timing matters, capacity matters, life matters. Not now sometimes just means it's not this season. And it's okay. The next belief: my job is to clearly explain what this offer helps with. That is my job, to clearly explain what the offer helps with. Selling is, boy, selling is heavy when we go into it with, I gotta convince them I'm right. I gotta convince them they need it. I gotta da 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 da. Like you can see that, you can hear that whole weight, right? It's like, like you're revving up this engine. It becomes so much lighter when we simply explain. What is the Introvert Achievers Network? It's a place where women who are introverts can have a podium and they can have a seat at the table and they can grow without trying to be extra loud. They can be themselves and raise to the next level of elevation that they want to be. It's about explaining in a way that you share who it helps, what it supports, what it changes. And with this clarity, there's a freedom for them to choose. And when we lay out that freedom for them to choose, there is a trust that's built. Number 8, I can talk about my offer in a calm and honest way. That's the belief. Selling is not hype. It does not require urgency. Now, there are times I say that, and there are times, for example, if I go to a conference or if it's a summit and the information is only going to be allowed and around for a week, and you'd like to have access to to the material for beyond that week, there is an urgency there because the access will go away or the price of it may go up. But the offer is calm and honest. It's not a hype. If it's for you right now, you're going to press the button. It doesn't require yelling. It doesn't require yelling or beating on tables. You can sell through writing. I talked about, your lead magnets, your funnels. You can sell through stories. You can sell through steady presence and showing up in your videos. And even if it's calm confidence is still confidence. Matter of fact, when I shared my website with one of my mentors, that's what he said about my business website. He said it exudes calm confidence. And in mentoring, be coachable. I came back and it was the second time I met him. He said, "Well, what's your pitch? What's your 30-second? Tell me about it." And I literally forgot all the things, and I went into this I don't know what it was. And he said, "I'm going to be honest with you." And I said, "Thank you." He said, "That is not the person that I saw in the website. And that's not the person that I met the first time that I met you. You need to talk to me in the same way that you talked to me before, in the same way that your website shares you. And that's with a calm confidence." Here is a belief for you: I do not need everyone to buy. I only need the right people. I need you to get that. Please get that. When I'm doing my sessions on coming up with your ideal customer and narrowing it down, so many of my new entrepreneurs get tripped up because what they offer, a lot of people can use. The mindset is everyone will buy it from you. They won't. As a matter of fact, I don't need everyone to buy from me. I don't. I'm not compatible with all of the people. Something I say or how I say it or my I may like do this or I may say AFF or whatever. It's not gonna resonate with them. And I want to work at this point in my business. I want to work with the right people, the right ones for me, the right ones that have been drawn into the circle for this season that I can serve them. When you try to serve everyone, it creates a doubt. It creates self-doubt in you because it's almost like you're out there flapping in the wind. It creates a little bit of confusion in people who you could be right for because when working with introverts, one of the things that I've noticed is if you seem like you don't get them, then that is you're repelling them. And what I want you to be able to do is to speak to your people. Because when you speak to your people, you become reliable, your presence amplifies, you're steady, and people get you. I mean, that's the thing that I like is whether or not people buy from me, they get me. And that's what I want for you. Whether or not they buy from you, I want them to get you. The right buyers are not persuaded. They recognize themselves in what you share. And that goes back to the other belief is I want to work with those who know and want what it is that I have to offer. Here's another belief. Selling gets easier when I stay consistent and trust what I offer. It gets easier. When I was out there trying to offer all the things, again, if it came up, I offered it. If it came up, I offered it. When I was, and that's the other issue with trying to be everything for everyone, creep. Here's an example from something that I did in my past. I am certified in aromatherapy. I started out creating custom blends, and I really had a knack for that and a nose for creating blends for people. Well, I said, well, hey, I'm creating these blends. Why don't I add in necklaces? Why don't I add in diffusers? Why don't I add in clay pots? Why don't I add in salts and all the things? And what I ended up doing was getting so far away from the wellness coaching that I started out with that it became inconsistent. Now I still do. Many of you know I am still a essential oil person who that's a part of my emotional wellness. Like most of you, you know that. My focus in this season is holistically with your business, with your marketing, with mentoring, and with elevating you as leaders. What I found since I really honed in on this is confidence is built through repetition. When you come to me and you ask me what it is that I offer, I can tell you. I don't have to guess. I don't have to, well, there's this and this and this. No, it's very simple. The tools I offer help introvert achievers, entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs create ecosystems that help them be better in their life, their leadership, and their business. And I do that by offering a community, offering consulting, and offering access. Selling gets easier when you stay consistent and you trust what you offer. Every explanation gets clearer. Every appearance with you, it builds familiarity. Every small showing up matters because it's consistent. And selling gets easier when belief stays stronger than fear. That's why we're focusing on these beliefs. That's why I've shared these beliefs with you. because I want you to be able to lean into the one that you're like, oh man, that's an area I've been getting tripped up on. And you can do something about it. You can come back and you can listen to this episode and see maybe something else resonates for you. You're not behind because you sell thoughtfully. You're not wrong because you sell calmly. You don't need to become louder to succeed. You can. You can build your business using your real personality, your real pace, your real strengths, your real insights, your you-ness. You can build a business with that. I will share this with you. You've heard me mention it to you, and here's your invitation. I share more in the Introvert Achievers Network. If you want to sell in a way that feels steady, grounded, and aligned with how you're wired, that's exactly what we practice inside the Introvert Achievers Network. You don't have to sell alone. You don't have to rush. You don't have to change who you are. A lot of times you just need the right environment, the right mentoring, and the right access to help you walk through beliefs you have and put in beliefs that help you shift to being the type of person that does sales in a way that is empowering. And the right people lean in and they say yes and they stick and stay. Let me know what you found good in this episode. I look forward to chatting with you again on the next one. Take care. That's it for this episode of the Quiet Impact Podcast. Thank you for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. Let me know any insights that you had from this episode. I would love to hear your takeaways. Remember to head to my website, grab a copy of the Success Pillars for Quiet Achievers. It's a resource I created for you. And join us next week. Thank you for watching, listening, and subscribing. See you next time.